Hey guys, Marsingin here bringing on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so today we got the data download, and that gave us a whole bunch of information, including what I think could be a very big hint as to upcoming EZAs that we are going to get. And these, of course, are two units that have been speculated for a little while because of all of the Majin Buu Saga stuff that we've gotten recently. I mean, there's no point me trying to be mysterious about it at the beginning of the video because you guys have literally seen the thumbnail and the title of the video. But we did learn from the data download. I don't know why the wiki doesn't have the images for the Goku and Glorio, even though it has their details on here. But we did see from the banner, from the data download, the banner arts for the banners, and I'm going to do a video a little bit later on, the usual summon or skip, where we talk about the banners overall. But the big thing to note is that featured on this banner are STR Kid Buu on Glorio's banner and the physical Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3 Goku on the Goku banner. Now you can see the top comment here literally says Kid Buu and Super Saiyan 2 Goku EZA is basically confirmed. Because this is the thing, right? The last few Dokkan Fest banners that we've had have had these random older units on there. I mean, I say random because they do fit the theme, right? Like Bojack being on Slug's banner. But because they're so old and hadn't been on banners for a while, it very much flared those suspicions that those units weren't going to get EZAs, and then they did. Now, when it comes to these guys were a New Year Dual Dokkan Fest like pairing a couple of years ago. So it's not completely unreasonable that they're just on the banner because they are an older New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest. And at the end of the day, you know, unfortunately, when it comes to these banners in the game, there's always going to be some older units that aren't like super good, who are going to be the featured units that you don't really want to pull. And so it could just be the case that that is why these guys are here. But I think with everything that's gone on in the past few banners, all the buffs that Majin Buu Saga has gotten towards the end of this year, with the release of Gotenks, all the EZAs that came out around him, obviously the release of Buuhan, even though Buuhan's in kind of a funny situation, because Buuhan released with a super class banner unit who isn't actually on like Buuhan's team, and then they gave a whole bunch of super class characters EZAs and the Super EZA for the Int Gohan. And then obviously they released the December Carnival LR, and it was the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks with the 200% for Majin Buu Saga. So Buu didn't really get a huge amount of help for himself on his release. However, of course, with the Int Fat Buu from Golden Week, who's going to be on the banner as well, as you can see, the Majin Power team was still very good, right? So even though Buuhan just kind of came out by himself, he still had enough of the pieces he needs to work with. Obviously, characters like Janemba, the LR, really good on his team as well. So it didn't really matter too much that he didn't get a crazy amount of buffs on his release. But STR Kid Buu getting an EZA would be a really, really good addition to the team, because this guy, once he started to get going, like on release, he could be putting out some crazy damage, building up to some really good raw defense. So if they give him some good defensive tech, obviously he does have the ability to negate unarmed super attacks, which can be useful in some events as well. So he has the potential to be really, really good. And then, of course, the Goku on the team. I mean, let's take a look at the actual, like, units properly. So if we switch over to the Wiki View. So Super Saiyan 2 Goku, obviously he's going to be on the Majin Buu Saga team. But this guy, starting out as a Super Saiyan 2, raises attack and defense on Super, has a chance to stun as part of his passive, and then he gets some decent stats, extra stats when performing a Super, has an additional attack with a medium chance to become a Super, and a high chance to crit. Pretty straightforward, but he is able to do some okay numbers as a Super Saiyan 2. Now, obviously, the additional attack, much better if that goes up to being a high chance to become a Super, or even a great chance. Something like high chance, and then a great chance, but with like a very easy to meet condition, I think would be perfectly fine. And then obviously high chance to crit. He just needs a little bit of extra stats, maybe some sort of defensive mechanic, maybe if he's in a certain slot or with a certain ally, something like that. Because that's the thing, I try and be a bit realistic and don't just say, let's just slap guard and damage reduction on every unit with their EZA, because they're probably not going to do that, or like make it that easy, right? But if you had guard with like another Majin Buu Saga ally or something like that, right, he could obviously be very good. And then unfortunately his transformation is an active skill, which means that the condition won't change. HP 77% or less starting from the third turn. Can be awkward with HP related ones, but it is what it is. And then obviously he transforms into Super Saiyan 3 And then this is where he has the ability to kind of go crazy, right? He greatly raises attack and raises defense. Easily can just make this greatly raise attack and defense. Immense damage, medium chance to stun. Gets a bunch of stats, extra stats on super. 2 additional attacks, each of which has a medium chance to become a super. So again, bump this up. Additional attack 50% when attacking, and a great chance to crit for 6 turns from the entry turn. And then just high chance to crit from the 7th turn. So again, you could bump these up. I mean, great chance to crit, I guess you're probably not going to increase that. But maybe increase the attack buff, increase the chances for these to become supers, and then again give him some kind of like, with a character that attacks multiple times within the turn, as long as they don't make it super attacks only, they could give him like damage reduction per attack performed within the turn. So then obviously as a slot 2 or 3 unit, he can still be relatively tanky. There's a few different things that they could do. I don't want to speculate like a full kit for his EZA, but he could certainly be very interesting. And then Kid Buu, obviously raise attack and defense on super, has a chance to stun as well. Then he gets his stats, additional 30% with each attack performed up to 120, gets an additional attack with a medium chance to become a super, recovers HP at the end of the turn if he gets hit, and then great chance of nullifying unarmed super attacks. And then his active skill, Majin Buu Saga enemy or after he's received 6 attacks, and then it just gives him a permanent buff. So this won't change, of course, because of the way the game works with active skills and EZAs, but if he gets better starting stats, and then maybe the additional increase either goes up or the amount it can go up, the 120 cap, if they go up, by the time you then use his active skill, he could be getting up to some insane numbers. And then healing at the end of the turn after he gets hit is obviously really good. 20% can be quite a lot considering how good the Buu Saga team is and how much HP you can actually have. So 20% in HP, I mean, there are team builds for it where you can get to like almost or even over 800k HP. So then 20% is like, what, over 150k HP, which is quite a lot to just heal at the end of the turn for free. So this guy could be really good. Now, obviously, one of the things we speculated about when we saw the release for Goku and Glorio, like from the producer letter, is that when we get a character from a certain saga or from a certain movie, it's really easy to guess who's going to EZA. Whereas, of course, Daima, like, there are no other characters or anything. So there's not a lot to go on. Now, a lot of people were saying Buu Saga could be an interesting option, not just because of all the buffs we've been getting in this later part of the year, but also because, obviously, with the story of Daima, it's set very shortly after the end of the Buu Saga and is related to, like, Dabura, the Margins, and all that kind of stuff, right? But the other big thing as well is that the new characters with their leader skills are actually going to have these guys on their teams. Right, so Goku has Transformation Boost or Dragon Ball Seekers, and then Pure Saiyans or Accelerated Battle. Well, Goku is on Transformation Boost, and then obviously he's a Pure Saiyan, but he's also on Accelerated Battle, so he gets the 200% lead from Goku. And then Glorio has, obviously, his combination leader skill is Battle of Wits, Accelerated Battle, and then Dragon Ball Seekers. I think, is Kid Buu on Accelerated Battle as well? He is. But obviously he's not on any of the other ones. But like the Roshi leader skill type, Glorio just straight up has demonic power 200%, which of course all of the Majin characters are on. It doesn't show, for some reason I think the wiki's still not updated to show demonic power, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, Kid Buu is on demonic power. So Kid Buu is on Glorio's 200% leader skill, and Goku is on Goku's 200% leader skill. So if these guys get EZAs, not only are they really good buffs for the Majin Buu Saga team, but they are characters that can be run with the new Daima characters. And if they get really strong EZAs, then they obviously could be really good, really strong buffs for those teams. The other thing as well, I need to double check here. Let me get my character list up by HP because I want to be sure. But there is a, shout out to Halvard for the calcs, posted an image of what their post-EZA stats would look like if they got an EZA. It's not confirmed, this is just if they got an EZA, because they give these units, they all run through the same calculation, like it's a percentage increase, right? So we know what their stats will be if they get an EZA, even if their things aren't in the news or aren't actually in the files. So Goku's got some pretty reasonable stats. And then we look at Kid Buu. Kid Buu has 29,271 HP. I have got my box sorted by HP. The highest HP character that I have, which I believe is the highest, is Rainbow LR STR Future Gohan. He has 29,338. So he only has about, what, 57 HP more than this Kid Buu. The next one up, funnily enough, is the free-to-play Prime Battle Kid Gohan. He has 29,150, which is less than Kid Buu. So this guy, if he gets his Easy A, STR Kid Buu has the second highest HP in the game. So then when you think throwing him on these 200% leads, either with Glorio or on the Buuhan team or like just Majin Buu Saga, like you are going to be able to get up to some insane levels of HP. And then on the Buu team especially, tons and tons of healing. And then, of course, you know, think about how crazy this guy could go with his Easy A. And then Glorio is like a monster support unit. So, yeah, these Easy A's could be absolutely insane. Now, I should say, again, like we have no confirmation that they are actually going to Easy A. We are going purely off of the fact that they are featured on the banners, which, as I've already said, could just be because they were previous New Year Dual Dokkan Fest characters. But, you know, they're on the banners, they're on the leader skills for the new units. They're old enough, right? Like if we go back to the Wiki View here, they came out for JP as the New Year Dual Dokkan Fest in 2021. So they are 3 years old. Now, we do have a couple of 2020 characters that don't have their Easy A's yet. And then obviously for JP, these guys were like the last units that released in 2021. So you could argue there definitely is like a queue of units at, like ahead of them that would be deserving of an Easy A first, especially chronologically by release order. But these guys fit the theme, they're on the leader skill, they're on the banners, and their Easy A's would be absolutely insane. If they drop these guys Easy A's now, and they were really good, like really well designed, and designed to keep up with whatever the 10th anniversary power creep is going to be, like they would be super, super good Easy A's, and the teams for Buu Saga, Glorio, Goku, they would all be really, really good. And it seems like that's what they've been doing with these characters, right? Super Saiyan 3, Gotenks, Goku, Glorio, they seem good enough that they're prepared for like the next meta. So if these guys get an Easy A and they're designed with that kind of power level in mind as well, then these guys' Easy A's could be incredibly good. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you think they'll get an Easy A? What would you like to see from their Easy A's? You can let me know some ideas, or if you want to put like a full kit idea, what you think they should get, let me know. But let me know all that stuff down below in the comment section. Or do you think they're just not going to get Easy A's? I'm not sure who would Easy A during the celebration if they don't. Otherwise, it's just going to be like maybe a random Dragon Ball Seekers character or like a random Dominic Power. I don't know, but I feel like these guys would be really good choices. So let me know what you think in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.